What is going on, guys? Welcome back. In today's video we are going to be talking about the Premier Cup and focusing on Metagross because it is the #1 Pokemon without a doubt according to the PvPoke rankings, but I really do think it's like the best Pokemon for Premier Cup that you do need if you want to have a good shot at winning. I mean, you don't need it. You can definitely go kind of anti-meta and try to go for the counter for Metagross, but if you do have a Metagross, and especially if you have a Hundo, I would highly recommend it for your team. So we're going to talk about that. First, we're going to do just the last Ultra League battle that I did from one of the subscribers yesterday, and then I have some more subscriber battles for you for Premier Cup, and one of them is quite hilarious. It's against another YouTuber that we'll talk about at the end. It's freaking hilarious. You guys are going to like that one. So let's just talk about Metagross first, and then we'll just get into the battles. So okay, Metagross, and I'm not gonna try to give you overwhelm you with information. We have a lot of time before Premier Cup starts. I mean, I don't even know when Go Battle League's coming back because Niantic won't give us an update, and it's very frustrating. I wish they would just tweet like, "Hey, we're still working on it," or something. Like anything, I think would be appreciated, but it's just taking a long time. So let's just pace ourselves. Let's try to. If you want to use Metagross, definitely watch this video. You're gonna learn a lot, but not too much to overwhelm you, if that makes sense. We're just going to learn a little bit at a time and then look at some battles and see how it plays out. Okay, so with that said, Metagross, it's if you have a perfect 15-15-15, its attack stat will have it'll have an attack stat of 214.9, defense of 192, stamina or HP of 162, and if you best buddy it, which I would recommend because it has a breakpoint against Dragonite, which we'll talk about, it has an attack stat of 216.3, defense 193.2, and stamina of 163. So let's just talk about one of the common matchups you're going to run into, which is Dragonite. So the key things to remember about Metagross versus Dragonite is Metagross resists both Dragon and flying attacks, so it's a pretty good matchup to be in. B, you will win most times, most matchups. The only time you will lose against the Dragonite is if the Dragonite has 2 shields and you do not have 2 shields. So if you have 0 or 1 shields and the Dragonite has 2 shields, the Dragonite will beat you. In every other scenario, you will win. So like if you have even the 0 to 1 shield, if they have 1 shield, you have 0, you will still win that matchup. And if you have even shields, you'll still win that matchup. And so it's a pretty good matchup to be in because the Metagross resists those attacks from Dragonite. Dragonite takes neutral damage from Steel, but it's still, the Meteor Mash from Metagross just hits so hard. It does 100 damage to Dragonite. And so let's talk about the best buddy. So if you do not have a best buddy, but you do have a perfect Hundo, or at least one with 15 attack, the Bullet Punch from Metagross will do 6 damage to the Dragonite, and its Meteor Mash will do 100 damage. But if you best buddy your Metagross, each Bullet Punch will do 7 damage, and the Meteor Mash does 101 damage. So it can make a big difference if you're coming in the end game maybe with no shields and it's that close matchup. Every Bullet Punch, which means every 1 second of time that goes by, you're doing an extra 1 HP of damage, and that can make a huge difference. So I would highly recommend best buddying your Metagross as soon as possible. I'm starting that right now. Actually, I think I started it like the last season, and I'm almost already at best buddy with my Metagross, and so I'm working on that in my Dialga right now. And yeah, so that's some information to know. And let's just, because Metagross does reach a breakpoint, which I'll post on the screen there. All you need to know is the breakpoint means when your Pokemon hits a certain defense stat or an attack stat, it'll either take less damage with a higher defense stat, or it'll do more damage with a higher attack stat. So that's what a breakpoint is. So just anyways, to sum it up, best buddy your Metagross, it'll do more damage to Dragonite. And if Dragonite is a best buddy, which I don't think you'll run into too often, most people will probably run a best buddy Togekiss or Metagross. But if you do run into a best buddy Dragonite, it'll go back to doing 6 damage and 100 for Meteor Mash. So, but I don't think that's going to happen too often. So I would definitely highly recommend best buddying your Metagross. Okay, so hopefully that helped you guys learn a little bit. We're not going to learn any more about that because it's too much information to remember. So let's just take our time and let's go right into the battles. And so what I did was I'm actually putting some flags on here to just kind of showcase where everyone's from. I think it's so cool. today we did the Premier Cup battles, and I battled someone from every different continent almost, it felt like. So it was really interesting. But shout out to Modix, he's from USA, and we both lead Dragonite. Again, this is an Ultra League battle, so if you're still just getting that little headset right now, because we're still going to be doing Ultra League when Go Battle League does come back. I imagine they will extend it, because that's what they did last time. So I definitely anticipate like at least another week of Ultra League when they come back. Or maybe they'll just add an extra week to the end where you can do all 3 leagues, and I would actually prefer that, because yeah, I did a practice match with someone today, but we did a Great League match, and I was just reminiscing on how much I missed Great League, and so I really do hope they just bring all leagues back for an extra week when Go Battle League does come back. So anyways, sorry for all that rambling, but we do have our Poliwrath, which does a lot of damage to Lapras, so this is an amazing matchup to be in right now. We don't even need to shield really, because Surf does very little damage. Ice Beam does a little bit more, but not that much. And we can just go straight Dynamic Punch, and it does a ton of damage. So now they come in with Swampert, and so we're just gonna go straight for the Dynamic Punch again, because it hits really hard and they shield. And so then we're gonna come in with, ooh, we actually just kept farming. That was lucky because they switched out. And so I take the Shadow Claw with the shield, or the Dragon Claw, and I just farm it down. So now we have a ton of energy. I do need to shield this because I don't want to waste all that energy. So I shield, go for the Dynamic Punch, and they shield. So now I'm going to switch out just in the nick of time, which was perfect. And then we take the Hydro Cannon with Cresselia. Now at this point it didn't matter because Cresselia was full health, so we were going to win regardless if it knocked out our Poliwrath or not. So we finished the match with a Grass Knot. Very good games there. And yeah, okay, so now we're going to be doing some Premier Cup battles. So our first opponent, Jonathan O'Hara from Brazil. Shout out to him. Thank you for the battle today. It was a lot of fun. And so I lead my Metagross, and he leads Mamoswine. Now, I'll be honest, I forgot what the second move was for Mamoswine. I knew it had Avalanche. But I totally forgot. And look at that stupid notification. Like, what? I can't believe that just happened. So it was from Nextdoor, and it said, "How heavy is your dog poop?" Man, what a notification to get while I was recording. So thank you for that. Comment below, how heavy is your dog's poop? Because I don't have a dog, so I don't even know if that's even important or not. Apparently it is. So anyways, back to the match. Snorlax comes in, and we're just going to go straight Meteor Mash. I believe that's more energy efficient. So yeah, we're just going to go straight Meteor Mash, and it does take, I believe 7 bullet punches to get to Meteor Mash. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself on the text there, but I believe it's 7. And yeah, so we lose that matchup there, but we're okay because we have a shield advantage. And so we just come in with Snorlax, and we're just going to tank whatever they throw at us. Body Slam does very little damage. And so I'm okay. I'm anticipating another Body Slam, so I'm going to save my shield. And I'm just going to go Body Slam against this Snorlax. So here we go. Excellent. And then we should be able to... I mean, it would take a little bit of time to farm this up because they double resist those licks. But if I really wanted to, I think I could. But then he switches to Togekiss, and oh man, that was not the Pokemon I wanted to see, because now all I have left is my Dragonite, and that's going to get completely destroyed. Even with a shield, I'm not going to do well. And so... yeah, that's the one Pokemon you gotta watch out for with your Dragonite is Togekiss, which is why Togekiss is so popular for the Premier Cup. Like, Dragonite, Togekiss, Metagross, they're like all in the top 10 Pokemon to use, and yeah, so definitely great game there. We got unlucky with that last Pokemon in the back. But anyway, shout out to Gareth Stock. He's from South Africa, so it was amazing to battle him, and we have Dragonite versus Machamp. Now, Machamp, I don't know will have that much play in the Premier Cup, only because there are no Heatran to worry about, and no Dialgas to worry about, and so I don't think it'll be as effective in Premier Cup. I did see like someone talking about that on an article somewhere, and I don't know if it was Game Press, Go Stadium, or Sylph, I apologize. But anyways, yeah, they brought up good points that Machamp might not be as relevant in Premier Cup, so just some information there for you. So we're gonna go Dragon Claw. That's the only move I have right now on my Dragonite. I am working on a Hundo Dragonite, so that's one that I'm just kind of using as like a substitute for now. But yeah, so we go Dragon Claw against this Dragonite, and then they farm us down, which makes sense. Very well played there. But then I come in with Metagross, so we're in a good spot because we resist all of its moves. And I'm not going to shield this, but it's a Draco Meteor, which does a ton of damage, even though it's not very effective. That's how incredibly massive Draco Meteor is. So I have to shield this Dragon Claw. Now, in terms of recommended moves, it's actually recommended to have Hurricane for Dragonite, but if you do want to run Draco Meteor, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea, because it just hits like crazy hard. But it lowers your attack, so that's why. I mean, it's one of those trade-off abilities. Now, we just let our Metagross go down with Surf, we come in with Snorlax, and we take that game. So very well played. Good games there. Thank you for the battle. And we got our next opponent is Cosmin Gurau from Romania. So shout out to him. Thank you for the battle. We have a Dragonite mirror match. So we're just going to go in with just straight Dragon Claw. And then they pull a perfectly timed switch. However, it actually backfired because they switched to Togekiss. And then I can just farm with my Metagross. So definitely a mistake there. Probably should have just stayed in with the Dragonite because we can just go to Farm Central with this thing. And the only reason I'm shielding is because I'm worried about a Flamethrower. But I'm just going to farm down. And so now we have a ton of energy built up. So if they do come back with Dragonite, which I believe he does, we're just going to go straight Meteor Mash. And this should be... Oh no, wait. He brings in Metagross. So I do get a shield though, which was even better. And now I can go in with Earthquake. And if he shields, I'll get his second shield. And if not, it'll pretty much one-hit KO. And so I decided to swap out because I want to try to come back in later with that Metagross. So I sacrificed my Dragonite. And then at this point, I'm in a really good spot regardless. I have a shield. I have Snorlax. And so even though this Dragonite has energy, I can tank it no problem. And I'm just going to build up a ton of energy. I'm over farming like crazy. And just going to go with the Body Slam. Snorlax he's such a cute Pokemon. I don't know why, I just love Snorlax. I think I have one somewhere. Right here, I got this little guy. You could like poke his stomach. I don't know, I forget where I got it. I think Target, but I just could not pass it up. It was like one of the last ones there. I was like, I need that. Anyways, Metagross versus Metagross. We have a shield, so we're going to go with Earthquake. And it's going to be GG's. Very well played there. Only mistake there was switching into that Togekiss, but I mean, how can he know that I have Metagross? It is popular though, so you do got to be careful with that. Okay, our last battle is against a up-and-coming YouTuber. I think I talked about him before, Casual Coops. I'm going to link his channel. His channel is so fun to watch. He's hilarious. And this match is freaking hilarious. So we lead Dragonite Mirror. He switches out to Tyranitar. So I get the low battery like I always do. So I go with Metagross. And I think he's using Smackdown. And so I shield because I'm thinking it's Crunch, and he goes Stone Edge. I don't know if he has Crunch on that one or not, but Crunch is the move you want to throw. So I decide that he's probably going to go Stone Edge again, so I don't shield. It still does a big chunk of damage for not being very effective. And then he comes in with Dragonite, so I have energy stored up. So I'm going to just throw the Meteor Mashes at him. And I show no mercy here. I just like, man, I just totally just take him to school here. I do back-to-back Meteor Mashes, then I come in for a third back-to-back charge move, and then and then he comes in with this. Then he comes in with a second Tyranitar. Oh my god! When I saw that, I was dying. I was laughing. I was like, "Bro, you can't use two of the same Pokemon." And oh my gosh, that's just so funny. I mean, his name is Casual Coop, so he's not a huge PvPer, but he's trying to learn. I'm gonna try to coach him. So we might make another video of me coaching him, see if I can help his rating. But it was just hilarious that he brought a second Tyranitar. Oh my god, it was so funny. Oh, so I had to roast him. I had to roast him in the DM on Twitter after that. So we take that match pretty handily. I give him a bunch of crap on Twitter right after that. And then we did a second battle, and oh man, I wish I recorded it because he led Togekiss into my Metagross, and then he had Dragonite, and he had like another Pokemon that was weak to Metagross, so totally wiped the floor with him there, but I don't mean to keep ragging on him, but he's so funny, so hilarious. I had so much fun doing that battle. Thank you, Casual Coops. Again, please check out his channel if you haven't seen him. He's about to hit 1,000 subscribers, so he's picking up steam. He was on the Lured Up podcast recently. He's definitely doing some big things with his channel. He's so fun to watch. Him and his friends are just hilarious. So yeah, if you guys like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below if you would like this format, if you want to see me do some more Premier Cup practice battles with you guys. I just want to get your feedback because I know there's so much time's going by. We're kind of getting tired of Ultra League, even though we can't even play anymore. But I'm kind of feeling Premier Cup right now. So I don't know about you guys. Please comment below what you guys want to see, and I'd be happy to make some more content for you. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.